it's Mikey. Welcome to the farm. So glad to have you here with me today in the kitchen. I am going to be trying out a new recipe and wanted to bring y'all along and let's cook this together. Today we are going to be making southern peach bread, and I've got my computer sitting here because I found this recipe online, and I'm going to be following along this recipe, and we'll be sure to share the link to this in the description of this video. So y'all know that Georgia is known as the peach state. Well, here in South Carolina, we grow a lot of peaches too. So this is a good way to utilize those extra peaches before they go bad. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that I've done, I have already greased and lightly dusted my baking pan with all-purpose flour and some butter. I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees, and some of my ingredients I've already got measured out and taken care of. I've already peeled and diced my peaches. This recipe calls for 1.5 cups of peaches. I have my 2 cups of flour, and what we're gonna be doing right now is mixing together all the dry ingredients. And let's go ahead and get started on that. Let me move up screen. So this recipe calls for dark brown sugar, and I have light brown sugar, but we can make our own. So I have some molasses here. I'm going to add a tablespoon of molasses to my light brown sugar, and that will give me dark brown sugar. And I made sure that my sugar was packed down really, really good. You know, light brown sugar, dark brown sugar, they're pretty loose. So I packed it down in a cupful. So we're gonna get this mixed together. I'm gonna wash my hands off and we'll get back to it. And this process takes just a little while to do, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this mixed up and bring y'all back along. All right, looks like we've got that mixed up pretty good, and I'm over here making a mess, spilling it all out the bowl. I don't need it to go out the bowl, I need it to go in the bowl. So we are going to mix this in with our 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And then we are going to need 1 tablespoon of sugar. A 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Two teaspoons of baking powder. Make sure I got that right, yeah. 2 teaspoons. I hear thunder outside, y'all. Oh, this weather, I'm telling you. All right, and we got our cup of dark brown sugar. I need 1/4 of a teaspoon of allspice. 1/8 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Just a little bit more in there. All right, and then a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. We're going to whisk this together. Move all this stuff out of the way here so I can get to my bowl. You just want it just blended together. It already smells good with that nutmeg and allspice in it and cinnamon. The next step, we're going to mix our eggs, our oil. You can use vegetable oil or whatever oil that you normally use when you're baking, and milk. So I'm going to use the same bowl that I had my sugar in and go ahead and get this mixed on in. So it calls for 2 eggs. A 1/4 cup of milk. And 3/4 cup of oil. We're going to whisk this together. Might have needed a little bit bigger bowl, y'all. That's all right. We're getting it. Messes in the kitchen always clean up. Sometimes the messier recipes are the best ones. All right. So we're going to take this. We're going to pour it into our dry mixture. And then we're going to whisk this together. Seems like a very easy recipe, so it's not very difficult. It doesn't take a whole lot of prep time. I switched over to a spoon because I want to make sure that all of my wet ingredients mix in with my dry ingredients. So we got that done and mixed together. The next step, we want to fold our peaches into our mixture. I have 1.5 cups of peeled diced peaches ready to go. So we're just gonna pour this in. And this recipe doesn't have a whole lot of liquid in it because the liquid is going to form out of those peaches. So this part, we don't want to stir it, we just want to mix that in. I've never had peach bread before, y'all. This is gonna be interesting, but I bet it's gonna be good because I love peaches. Hopefully our peach trees here will start doing really good and producing for us. They're still at the young stage. So, but we always make a trip to a town here in South Carolina called Edgefield, and that is our peach area around here. There's other places in South Carolina as well that do grow peaches. I know on the way to Ruby, South Carolina, where we get our goats from, they grow peaches up that way too. So, all right. So we're gonna go ahead and put the mixture into our bread pan. Sorry, y'all. Oh my goodness. I think everybody does that. And we are going to bake this for 60 to 70 minutes. But I did see a note in this recipe that if you start smelling, let me see if I can find it. The recipe says to start checking when you begin smelling the delicious aroma of your bread, and maybe 5 minutes before you think it will be cooked. If it's not done, check it again in 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how underdone your quick bread is. So we'll be popping this in the oven on 350 for 60 to 70 minutes. And once this comes out of the oven, I'll bring y'all back and we'll see what it looks like. The bread is out of the oven and I cooked it a little over an hour. I'm gonna take it out of the pan and let it cool on a cooling rack. But my goodness, y'all, I wish you could smell how good this smells. I cannot wait to try this. It looks so good. I got me a nice cup of coffee, some homemade Southern peach bread, and I am ready to try a piece. It looks so good. This was hubby's idea, actually. He thought that a peach bread recipe would be good. Pretty good. A little bit of melted butter, and can't get any better than this. It's got a good flavor to it. I think hubby will like this. He'll be surprised when he gets home that I actually looked up a recipe for peach bread and made some. But I'm really excited about how it turned out, and it was a good way for us to utilize some of our peaches. I appreciate y'all coming along with me today and helping me bake up this Southern peach bread. Y'all be safe out there. Take care. God bless. Well, it looks like you like it.
Yes, ma'am. That's really good. Thank you for making this.
You're welcome. I was going to surprise you when you got home with a nice little treat. That was your idea.
It's a good surprise. I was glad it turned out good. I've never seen peach bread or anything. I've always seen zucchini bread and apple bread and stuff like that, but never seen peach.
Yep. But you were right. There was a peach recipe out there to be found, and that was a good one.
It's good.
I'm glad you like it.
Thank you.
Y'all come back and see us soon.